Honey, where are my socks? Honey, where are my socks? Honey, where?
Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, would you like fucker? You fucker, fucker! Oh!
Huh? What the f?
Hey again, everyone. This is Bionic Slime. I've decided to change up a couple things, because of recent issues and just maybe make things a little easier. I haven't really got anything out recently because I've been busy with some real life issues, including a little car accident, not hurt, but just money issues and being sick and all, as you can hear. In any case, I'll be changing the name to I'm calling it now BS Reviews, due to my name, Bionic Slime. And I'm going to be simplifying the review structure to see how this goes for a while. If people like it, I'll keep it. If not, I'll ditch it, but let's see how it works for now. I'll basically set things up in 3 sections. I'll review the movie with the story, then I'll give you the good, the bad, and then the final wrap-up. And that way, maybe I want to divide things up so evenly like that or unevenly. And I'll be starting off with the movie I was fortunate enough to see the midnight showing of. That is X-Men Origins Wolverine. X-Men Origins Wolverine is brought to you by 20th Century Fox Studios. It's directed by Gavin Hood and stars Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, Liv Schreiber as Victor Creed, aka Sabretooth, Danny Houston as William Stryker, Ryan Reynolds as Wade Wilson Deadpool, will.i.am as John Wraith, Lynn Collins as Kayla Silverfox, and Taylor Kitsch as Remy LeBeau Gambit, and many more. There's a lot, but I didn't really want to say all of them. On the plot, going back many, many years before Logan ever wound up on Xavier's Institute for the Gifted Youngsters, we learned that in this film series that Wolverine and Sabretooth are in fact half-brothers. And we find out that they've spent most of their life battling wars and working for the military for many years until they are ultimately captured and arrested and given the option by a very young William Stryker to be part of a special team called Weapon X. Wolverine, Sabretooth join other mutants like John Wraith, Silver Fox, the Blob, Bolt, Agent Zero, Deadpool, and they work together as a special unit. However, Wolverine is not happy with the tactics of the mercenary group and decides to split off, only to find out that years later Sabretooth comes back looking for him, killing people he knows and loves, friends, family, and fellow comrades, and now Wolverine must return and face his past as we learn how he got his adamantium skeleton, how he first met Stryker, and his eternal lifelong struggle with Sabretooth. Okay, and now here's how the review works. We're going to go to the good, the bad, and the wrap-up. The good. This movie is definitely much more action-packed than all 3 of the X-Men films combined. There's a lot of fast-paced stuff in here. Some incredible combat sequences. I mean, the fighting system here was extremely well formed, well strategized. They really planned this out perfectly. It's particularly worked well with the countless battles, I mean, you see a lot of them, between Wolverine and Sabretooth, who are both pretty much the strongest points in the film. Hugh Jackman is always good as Wolverine. We get some more nice sentimental sides of him and more emotional scenes from him. I still think his performance is better in X-Men 2, but Jackman really does a very good job as Wolverine here, especially with his scenes with Silver Fox, Kayla, his would-be girlfriend, his girlfriend in the film. But easily by far, I say, who really steals the scene is Liv Schreiber as Sabretooth. He is absolutely menacing and creepy and cunning and just creepy as a very young Victor Creed. He's very different than the brutal animal-like villain that he was in the first X-Men film, played by Tyler Labine, I think it was. And he really gives Sabretooth a much more vicious and much more sadistic, cunning edge in this film, and it's nice to see him portrayed in a much more serious threat than just a mindless animal. Danny Houston is very good as William Stryker. I felt he fitted well. He's good as a starting off Stryker. He didn't reach the level of coldness that Brian Cox did again in X-Men 2 so well, but I was very pleased with his performance. All of the other mutants really did, I think, a great job in balancing out a team, and I think each team or character got at least a decent amount of time enough to see them. Ryan Reynolds absolutely brilliant as Wade Wilson Deadpool. Every line out of his mouth is just like the character. It was just ideal casting with him. He was great. He had such great on-screen presence with the action scenes, the dialogue with him. Kevin Durand as the Blob. Really nice how they used the Blob. I liked how they used him a lot. I've always wanted to see him in the film, and I thought they used him in a very effective manner here. Taylor Kitsch was quite good as Gambit. I was quite impressed with how he pulled the character off. It's been a good long while waiting since we've ever seen Gambit, and I'm glad he gave the character the same amount of charm, and just the fact that he's a total badass in the film shows that Gambit is well worth the wait. He really was. I was really impressed with the amount of intensity in the scenes. There's a lot of tension. It was much more dramatic than the other films. Yeah, sure, there's a lot of flash, kick-ass, popcorn, battle fight scenes in that, but there was a lot more tension, and it was created much more effectively by the script that worked well with these actors' performances. And I was really impressed with Gavin Hood's direction in the film that was taken on a much more serious note. The bad. Unfortunately, while the action is good and all, one thing that is definitely noticeably lacking from Bryan Singer's X-Men films, and even the not as pleasantly digestible X-Men Last Stand, is that the story structure is a little out of whack. It kind of jumps around a lot, and it doesn't feel as locked, as firmly in place as the original X-Men films did, and that's kind of a shame. Ryan Reynolds, as brilliant as he was, is very barely used, and that was a really shame. I'm not going to reveal what happened, but I was not too appreciative of where they went with the Deadpool character, nor was I appreciative that they changed David North, Agent Zero, who is better known as Maverick, into such a bizarre way, and I felt that it really didn't. It wasted some of the other characters of what they could have been. And another weird thing is that it seems wrong to hype up Cyclops in the film because he is barely in it. I mean, he was meant to be just a little tie-in. I think he felt maybe he was thrown in at the last minute. He has some cool scenes with his optic blast, and it's nice to see him back because I always felt the original X-Men films screwed him royally with his limited screen time. But Cyclops is not as hyped up as it up to be. I also felt that I would have liked to see more in this Stryker being a little more menacing, and just maybe using him more effectively as a bad guy. Unfortunately, it's not really his fault. He was mostly outshined by, again, Liv Schreiber's Sabretooth, who was just awesome. I didn't particularly care for Lynn Collins as Kayla Silver Fox. She seemed kind of dry at times. She definitely had the looks for it, and the empathy of the character's emotions, but I did not feel that she had a good enough performance to really say that I was impressed by it. Also, I felt the film was too short. I felt that it could have been lasted a little longer. All the other X-Men films are considerably longer, or at least they feel it. This one felt like it went by rather quickly, and I felt that they could have done more had they maybe stretched out a couple more minutes and stuff like that. Because it just feels like it goes through a little too quickly sometimes. Final wrap-up. X-Men Origins Wolverine is a very good start. Despite the shortcomings of its relatively small length and the lackluster performance of Lynn Collins as Kayla Silver Fox and Danny Houston as Stryker getting outshined by Sabretooth, especially with Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool, this film has a lot going for it. There are some absolutely excellent action sequences, and I felt that while they did not use every character as effectively as they could, for the most part, they got the message across and were able to use certain characters better than I had even hoped. Blob was used very effectively in here, and while he's not a major character, I liked where they went with him. I forgot to mention this, but Will.i.am as John Wraith. He was really good. I actually liked him a lot. I thought he was an interesting character. I liked him. Hugh Jackman, awesome as always. Absolutely love Liv Schreiber, however you say it. As Sabretooth, he was excellent. Totally stole the show. Ryan Reynolds, great choice as Deadpool. Excellent action sequences. You've got a lot of potential to do so much more with this. I really hope to continue with this X-Men series. It was some really good stuff in here. Out of 5 stars, I give X-Men Origins Wolverine 3.5 stars out of 5. Well, that's all for now. This has been Bionic Slime with BS Anime Movie Reviews. And just a reminder for all you guys who go to the movie, stay till after the credits. There's a secret ending at the end. I unfortunately missed it, but maybe you guys will be lucky enough to catch it. I repeat, stay after the credits. There's something at the end of the movie. Thanks for listening.